Today's topic is mainly for parents that want to enroll their kids in the martial arts or already have their kids in martial arts. They want to get out, or maybe you want to ensure that they stay inside. So I'm about to start driving right now, so I'm not going to look at any comments, um, but I will look through them as soon as I park. So basically, it'll just be me talking on the topic. All right, everybody, here I go. I know I'm not looking at the comments. So one thing about me is that I've been in the martial arts for about 17 years. Um, One of the big topics in the martial arts at our martial arts school, and I could pretty much relate to what I'm assuming other martial arts schools go through, is that parents are either undecided when putting their kids into martial arts, or the parents want to put their kids into martial arts and the kids don't want to get in. And then the other one would be the kids already in martial arts but they want to get out. So, we have all these little problems that get juggled around. I said this video is mainly meant for the parents that are showing interest in the martial arts. So, the first one is parents undecided about putting kids into martial arts. I mean, so I'm gonna go on personal experience when it comes to this because I've had I've had parents ask me, oh, what are the benefits of putting them into martial arts? A lot of them already have an idea that they get the self discipline, they get confidence, but there's also the type of benefits you get that you don't really see until they start happening. One of them is confidence. So, yeah, your child might not become a proficient fighter like in the first month, especially if that's not something that they've been doing already to begin with. Sometimes some of the kids that go into martial arts, um, they haven't done any sports, they haven't really done any physical activity, so they're starting from scratch. What happens is that they develop confidence because one, they're doing something. You know, the kids really can't explain the benefits that they're going through. The parents most likely will see it, but the kids really don't understand it. They just know they're going to martial arts. They start getting confidence. One, they start training, martial art movements, punches, kicks, stances. They start doing forms. They start sparring. So they already start to get familiar with using their bodies. That already builds a confidence in them. And then not only that, they're around other martial art practitioners like themselves in their age group. They're doing the exact same thing. Some are advancing more than others. Some are still like at square one. So they're part of a team. Most of the time, yeah, martial art is individual. They're individual challenges that you're gonna face, where you're training your own body, your own mind, and your own skill. But you can relate to your fellow martial art practitioner in your class because they're doing the exact same thing. They're basically suffering with you. If you're all getting punished for something you guys did, you're all getting punished together. So you get that sense of confidence that you can be around people. Another one is that the parents concern is that, okay, I'm going to put my kid into martial arts. Are they gonna get all aggressive? So hungry. So they ask, is my child gonna get aggressive now that they're gonna learn how to fight? I've said this in most of my videos already. The most aggressive child is going to be the one that is bullied and the one that never gets the confidence to defend themselves. Usually the aggression comes from somewhere. It doesn't just, you don't just learn how to fight and you're like, oh, I'm going to go use it. If anything, when kids learn how to fight, they learn martial arts. Yeah, they want to show off the movements, but they're not looking to fight somebody. Most of the time, even in the martial art class, some of the students don't want to spar. They're still iffy about that. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to hurt somebody else, or they don't want to get embarrassed. So if anything, they want to show off the movements. They want to show the kicks, the punches. They gain that confidence. But it's to my understanding that the most aggressive kids out there are the ones that are getting bullied and think there's no solution. So yeah, parents, you got to get your kids into martial arts. It's a type of confidence you're not gonna get in any other activity. Like you put your kids in sports, which is great. I mean, I did sports growing up. I did baseball. I joined freshman football, and I played all the other sports too, just for the fun of it. But none of them ever gave me the confidence I needed, like the martial arts. And here's the thing with the martial arts is that if your kids are getting picked on and they start practicing martial arts, again, this is all coming from personal experience and from experiences that I've heard, is that your kids are going to walk differently. They're going to interact differently. They're going to have a different attitude. Personality, the character is going to build differently. And people around them, kids around your kids, are going to notice. I remember a lot of people used to try to pick fights with me growing up. I was bullied probably from kinder to sixth grade. Started doing weights, started, reading books on boxing, on martial arts. But still, I'd have people trying to pick a fight with me. I would go. Um, I felt like I was becoming a bully in junior high. But the moment I started martial arts, it's like if everybody knew and nobody picked on me. Like I didn't have to tell anybody. People just stopped picking on me. So it was a different turnaround. But I felt because my attitude changed. I felt that it's because I walked differently. I didn't walk like if I was scared of the world. So another reason to get your kids into martial arts, if you need convincing, is that yeah, as a parent, you don't want your kids getting bullied. You don't want your kids to feel that lack of confidence, feel like they can't do anything because somebody else is gonna like embarrass them. In the martial arts, you're gonna fail a lot, and your kids are gonna learn that. So you know you get over that embarrassment phase. You get over that phase of messing up. So when your kids want to do like a different sport or a different activity, they're a bit more confident. No, yeah, a lot does depend on the martial art teacher. Sometimes as a parent, you might not even have the time to mentor your kids as much as you want to. So you put them into the martial arts, you have an extra mentor there, an extra somebody to explain um, confrontation. Most martial arts teachers out there, at least that I know of, will most likely punish the students if they get in a fight. Will most likely punish the students if their grades start to drop. Because they're another mentor. They're an extra set of hands when it comes to parenting. Not the parents, but they're a guide. It's like having like a knowledgeable family to go over and just be a mentor to your kids. So that's the first one. And now the second one is, you know, you have your kids in the martial arts, and here's the thing, like if you want to have your kids in the martial arts, you want to find out if your kids actually want to be in it too. Most parents want to put their kids in the martial arts because they know the benefits to it. Like I know the benefits to martial arts. I feel that the reason, the job that I have, the success that I've had with people, with opportunities, has come from martial arts. So obviously, I would want that for my kids too. But my kids, like it's not their thing. Remember, for some people, martial arts is a way of life. It's a guide used for almost everything that we do. But for individuals, it's a hobby. It's a sport. It's a physical activity. For them, it's like, okay, I either go to the gym or I practice martial arts. They treat it as that, or as a sport, and then they get out, and that's fine. Martial arts could be used in any way. So what you do with your kids is that you plant the seeds of benefit. One example is my daughter. She I want her to go into martial arts. She's in the second grade right now, so she doesn't want to go. But what I do, I train there so she can see me train, and then she gets curious and she wants to fight. She's like, "Oh, I want to fight dad." It's like, "Oh, that's great." So I'll spar with her, mess around, like throw some punches at her, see what she does. The thing is, kids are like a sponge, so they try to mimic the movements that I'm doing. But remember, the kids, they want to play. They treat it as a game. When they see martial arts, it's a game to them. The kids don't have that intention of hurting somebody else. Naturally they don't. If you're doing something right, your kids just want to play. So I spar with my daughter, and then well, my son, when he started going into high school, we wanted him to learn self defense. So we told him, what, you're gonna start high school, you need to learn self defense. Just do martial arts enough so that you know how to maneuver your body. So we got him in. He did it for about a year. Then he's, in our school we have a lot of activities. We have kung fu. We have the lion dragon dance. We have a lot of exhibitions, a lot of demos. So he wasn't into that. So I was like, okay, that's fine. He's not into it. We don't want to make our kids do something they don't want to do. He did his part to learn self defense. He knows how to punch, block, kick. He knows how to evade. So that's great. That's basically what we want from him. He's going to enter high school, so at least he can defend himself. We told him, okay, you know what? Don't tell your friends you know martial arts. Just martial arts, practice it. So now he's doing weightlifting, he's wrestling, but his friends found out. They're like, hey, hello. So yeah, I remember Freddie Lee. So basically, he's learning how to fight, and now you see on my channel, like his friends were like, hey, you do martial arts? Like, yeah, yeah, I know some of it. But then his friends were like, wow, it's really cool. That's awesome. And he started, obviously like that peer pressure. Um, he started becoming a center of attention, and then his friends were like, oh man, like that's pretty cool. And so he started asking me like, hey, Dad, um, can we train? Yeah, sure, of course. Why? Because you plant the seed. I didn't force him to do martial arts. Only to self defense. I told him, you do self defense, you have. But once you feel you can defend yourself, you feel confident around people. All right, you're good. Do something else. Have fun. So now you see my videos, and he's training. You know, he wants to learn how to advance his punches, kicks. He wants to do elbows now. Um, he still wants to join wrestling, which is great. He loves weightlifting, but he's doing something over and over again. Now, is he gonna learn martial art forms? Is he gonna do katas? Is he gonna do weapons? Who knows? Maybe that'll pique his interest. Here's the thing: is that nobody forced me to join the martial arts. I just want to do martial arts. Now, I'm not gonna be those type of parents and those crunchy parents that are gonna be like, oh no, you could do it. I support anything you do. No, I'm not gonna support everything my son does, anything my kids do. In the sense that if it's something negative, I'm not gonna support it. If it's something questionable, I'm not gonna support it. I'm gonna question it. But if there's something that I know there's a benefit to it, of course I'm gonna support that. So now that he's doing martial arts, kind of okay, cool. I keep giving him benefits. Hey, this is gonna help you for this. This is gonna help you for that. And I still guide my son. Hey, don't fight. I'm gonna tell you something. One fight's gonna start another fight. So don't use it for fighting. Um, it's good for your body, the martial arts. Good for your reaction. If you join another sport, it's gonna help your reaction time. And if you do gonna fight, let your body do the work. Train your body enough so that if you're gonna fight, you ain't gotta think too much. But also learn to not be in a situation where you're gonna be in a fight. So my son already has implanted that he's dangerous. So now that he knows that, he's gotta contain that. Now he can learn to be kind, peaceful, a good person because he knows he's dangerous. And that's a confidence I'm glad my son now has. Now I have my daughter who likes to spar with me, and she's like, "Do I hit hard? Am I, like obviously I don't want her to get into any fights. I tell her, hey, with your friends, whenever you have a disagreement, it could be a misunderstanding. No, she's in second grade. Hey, you never know. It could be a mistake. Take it as a mistake. Don't get in a fight. And my daughter's like, no, she's like, I don't want to fight anybody, but she'll fight me. So she's building her tendon strength. She's punching. She's kicking me. All that strength is building up. So I ask her, hey, do you want to join Kung Fu? She's like, oh no, Dad, I wanna work on my iPad. I wanna draw. She has other little activities she likes doing. Okay, that's great. Spar with Dad? Yeah, she'll spar with Dad. You know. So I don't force my kids into the martial arts, but I do plant seeds of benefits. So if you want your kids to join martial arts, look for the benefits. And if your kids tell you, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, I want to get good at, let's just say, at running. Okay, that's great. Either you should join cross country, you should join track, but I recommend join some martial arts too. Because you're gonna in martial arts you work your whole body. There might be a benefit there when you're running. You know, so it's kind of like okay, that sounds good. It's a physical activity. You know, you gotta show all the benefits if you want your kids to join because nowadays, I mean, if your kid's not getting bullied, and if your kid is more of a is able to make friends really easily, they usually see no need to learn how to fight. So you have to give them the other benefits of martial arts. Hey, do you ever want to be the boss of your own business? Join martial arts. Because sometimes you become part of a team. You learn how to be a leader. You go to exhibitions, events, so it makes you more sociable. There's a lot of benefits to martial arts, and your kids are gonna be like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Martial arts you can treat as a sport. Um, as you see, like in the UFC, you can treat it as something for a means to an end to defend yourself or to like, show that you're a strong fighter. But in reality, the martial arts is it's just a way of life. It trains you how to do things um, with more intention at 100%. So if you learn a punch, then your martial arts teacher is going to tell you to punch at 100%. So if you learn how to cook, your brain says you better learn how to cook at 100%. If you get a part-time job, your brain's like you better learn how to do that job at 100%. So when you go to college, your mind's like, hey, you better study at 100%. Why? Because everything you've done to this point, you've done it at 100%, and you failed, and you do it again, and you fail, and you do it again. Because in the martial arts, you're gonna constantly fail. When you spar, someone's gonna lose. And if you lose, well, in reality, in martial arts, you won because it just worked your brain so that now you can learn a new technique. You know what? I fought a taller guy. How do I train myself to find a taller guy? I fought a stronger guy. What do I do to fight a stronger guy next time? Your brain starts working in the martial arts. You're not just catching a ball. You're not just running to the end field. You're not just hitting a ball with a bat. You're not just throwing a ball in a hoop. You're literally learning how to combat your fellow opponent in the martial arts, and your brain's always going to be like this. So your brain's working, your body's doing this. It's not a constant pace because you don't know what your opponent's going to do. So the martial arts has so many benefits. And if parents, you want your kids to join, that's what you do. You start giving the benefits, and then if they choose to join, be like, cool, let's try a free class. They try a free class, and they might join. They might not join. It might be for them. It might not be for them. We've had a lot of students just pass through martial arts. They get what they need, then they go to something else, and then later on, I've seen them like already as adults now, because I've been in it for about 27 years. So some of the kids that I met at 5 years old are already in their 20s, and they're out, like as border patrol. They're cops. They're teachers. Doing something positive. And they remember, man, I love the martial arts so much. It made me feel confident. I get a lot of good feedback. I've never heard somebody say, like, man, I joined the martial arts and it sucked. Like no, nobody. I've never heard anybody say that. If anything, they tell people, hey, I used to be in the martial arts. Hey, I used to do karate. They say it with excitement. So the third one now, number three, parents, is that when your kid's already in the martial arts and they want to quit. Some parents are like, man, don't quit. Stick with it, because yeah, martial arts is a lot of repetition. Um, when I was younger, I used to bash a lot, and like how I was younger, I was ignorant. I used to bash a lot on other martial arts schools like Taekwondo, karate, because they would have like turtle karate, turtle Taekwondo, where like they would cater to like the kids. So the kids didn't look effective at all, but they were there training. And you might say, you know what? It's mainly for money. But I mean, at some point they're gonna get better. The teacher is proficient. It's just that the kids get bored. So you gotta add maybe a different physical activity. You might add acrobats. You might add aerobics. Um, you might have contests where like they jump a jump rope. They're being physical. Remember, kids, they mainly want to play. That's what they want to do. They want to play. They're not looking to end some war. They're not looking to fight a rival school. Most of them they just want to have fun. So you give them turtle karate, you give them turtle taekwondo, and they enjoy the physical activity. Then when their brain starts to grasp the severity of the movements that they're doing, and they start getting more into it, you start getting more serious with them. And now their bodies are ready to learn the serious stuff. So sometimes you just got to make it fun for them. I mean, most of the people from my generation, martial arts was more like, it's not really about fun. It's about combat. It's about fighting. It's about making sure that you can defend yourself against one or multiple opponents. You got to see your surroundings, like you're in potential danger in a bad situation. You got to defend yourself. But nowadays, you don't really see a lot of that. If anything, you see a lot more cyberbullying. You see a lot more where you got to basically now defend yourself psychologically. You know, but the martial arts is a good start, because sometimes when you know martial arts, you tell yourself, you know what? Yeah, I have somebody confronting me, but at least I know how to fight. I might not be great with words, but at least I know if it ever comes down to it, I can hold my own. And now that person is not aggressive. They're more confident. They're more in a state of wait, a state of observation, versus a state of fear and a state of trying to react. So you want your kids to stay into the martial arts, try to make it fun for them. Take them to a tournament. Um, watch a martial art movie together. But you got to make it fun for the kids. Now, as adults, once you reach a certain age, let's just say like junior high, high school, if you're still in the martial arts, it's because you want to be there. So you don't require too much motivation. Yeah, as high schoolers, you're gonna get distracted by, I don't know, maybe you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend at the time. Maybe you want to try a different, because your friends are doing like football or baseball, or they're in a different social club, so you want to join that. That's usually what's gonna pull you out of the martial arts. I recommend, if you're a teenager watching this right now, don't quit the martial arts. If you're going 3 days a week, go one day a week and still do your other social activity. Keep it there. It's a tool that can become stronger as time goes by, and you don't want to lose it. Because the martial arts is a really physical activity where you use basically not just You don't just use your punches and your kicks. You're using your joints. You're using your tendons. You're developing a different type of strength that other sports don't give you. So now, parents, again, you have your kids. They want to quit. Ask them why they want to quit. They're gonna tell you, oh well, it's martial arts is boring. Maybe they might need a different martial arts school. Maybe they might need you to come in and assist them on what's fun. You know, maybe talk to the martial arts teacher and be like, hey, you know what? My son, my daughter wants to quit because they find it a little bit they find it boring, and they might change it up a bit. Maybe the kid wants to spar more. Have them spar more. You know, so yeah, with kids you gotta kind of cater to them when it comes to martial arts because they're not in the state of war. They don't have that cynical mentality as adults do. They don't have that sense of danger like we do, where everything we do, like if you have kids, you think everything's a danger. But anyways, yeah. So that's my advice on those three topics. Parents, hopefully, whoever watches this video gets some value out of it. It's what I tell other parents, and it usually motivates them, and the kids usually get motivated too. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for those who have tuned in to watch a portion of it. Um, it's my live stream. I don't see any comments right now. I know it's pretty early, so if you want to leave comments after watching this video, go ahead, and I'm really good at answering all the comments. All right, guys, have a great day.